Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Battle Through the Heavens based on novel. So let's start. The sound of magma exploding suddenly resounded across the tunnel that led to the underground magma world at the bottom of the blazing sky Chi refining tower. Immediately, a somewhat miserable figure charged out from the magma, in front of the stunned gazes of Zun-Er's group. Xiao Yan Gege. Zun-Er hurried forward. Her expression changed drastically upon seeing that figure. I'm fine. Xiao Yan's body flashed and landed. He wiped off the trace of blood remaining on the corner of his mouth. Those eyes of his were solemn as they looked at the magma tunnel. He involuntarily clenched his fist. It was unexpected that there was actually such a terrifying existence at the bottom of the magma. What happened? Su Qian, Mang Tian Kai and the rest exclaimed. They were also startled by this appearance of Xiao Yang. All of them were clearly aware of Xiao Yang's strength. Yet, even he was turned into such a miserable state. Just what kind of terrifying thing was at the bottom of the magma? Old Mang, inform Clan head Yuan and the rest that the news is confirmed. Xiao Yang spoke in a deep voice with a solemn expression. Mang Tian Kai's face twitched violently upon hearing this. His heart involuntarily pounded violently. He understood the importance of this matter. Immediately, he did not dare to slight the situation, as he directly turned around and hurriedly left to inform Yuan and the others of this new information. The ancient god mansion is really located at the bottom of the magma. Kaylin was a little startled as she looked at the magma tunnel and asked. After all, she had stayed inside it for a period of time back then. Yet, she did not sense anything. Xiao Yang nodded. He immediately gave a summary about what had occurred at the bottom of the magma. Zun-Er and the rest involuntarily had a drastic change in expression after they heard that there was a mysterious creature comparable to Yuan and Hun Clan in the realm at the bottom of the lake. Fortunately, that mysterious creature appears to be unable to leave that realm. Otherwise, there will likely be big trouble today. Xiao Yang laughed bitterly and rejoiced a little as he spoke. Based on the strength that the big fellow had displayed, it was likely that no one present would be able to subdue it if it charged out. Next, let's wait for the Alliance army to arrive. If we allow the Hun Clan to succeed this time around, it is likely that there will no longer be any opportunity for us to turn things around. Xiao Yang sighed softly. If Hun Clan was allowed to obtain the embryonic DI pill, he might really end up breaking through to the Do DI class. At that time, no one in this world would be able to fight him. Even the Alliance army would not be able to do so. Zun-Er and the rest nodded upon hearing this. This was all they could do for now. The main hall within the Hun realm. Did you say that your mission has failed? Hun Clan sat on the leader's seat and looked at the trembling kneeling figure below with narrowed eyes, as he demanded in a faint voice. Yes, for some unknown reason, our trail had been detected by Xiao Yang's group. Hun Yu and the others had been chased by Xiao Yang's group soon after they arrived at the Black Corner region. All of them had perished in the hands of Xiao Yang's group. The figure below was covered with cold sweat. However, his words were still quite clear. How is it possible for Xiao Yang to know of their whereabouts? Hun Clan's expression sunk as he demanded. Clan head, Xiao Yang was once a student of the Jiunan Academy in the Black Corner region. I'm afraid that it is because the academy had detected danger and had requested his help. I do not think that he is aware of our intention. That person hurriedly said. Humph, that brat is as sly as a fox. Who knows just what he is thinking? Moreover, if it is not because he had detected something prior to this, How would he be able to arrive in time even if the academy did send a message requesting for help? The nihility, devouring flame, by the side snorted coldly. Those bowing figures below widened their mouths upon hearing this. However, all of them voiced their agreement. You mean, could it be that Xiao Yan is also aware of the information that the ancient god mansion is located in the Black Corner region? Hun Clan frowned and asked. This was information that they had managed to learn after spending great effort to gather all the ancient jade. How could Xiao Yan directly learn of it? We cannot exclude this possibility. Didn't that fellow roam the Black Corner region before? Who knows what he had detected? Black flame surged within the eyes of the nihility, devouring flame. He spoke in a deep voice, regardless of whether he had detected anything, it is also time for us to move. Otherwise, it would be a severe blow to us if any trouble occurs. Any delay might result in unexpected changes. Hun Clan mused for a moment before nodding. Clearly, news of Xiao Yan's appearance in the Black Corner region had caused him to feel an unease. What about that Yuan? The nihility devouring flame said. Recently, Yuan had been monitoring the Hun Clan's realm. He would definitely detect something if a large group of experts was dispatched from this place. I have already got someone to build a wormhole at the northwestern region, which connects to the Hun realm. At that time, you will intervene and lead a group to the Black Corner region. I will delay Yuan. Hun Clan spoke in a faint voice. The nihility, devouring flame hesitated for a moment upon hearing this. Finally, he nodded. As long as I am able to obtain the embryonic DI pill within the ancient god mansion, the so-called Alliance army will be nothing but ants. Hun Clan lifted his head. He looked at the top of the large hall. An icy cold smile surfaced on his face as he softly spoke to himself. Yuan sat on a stone tower at the top of the star realm. Vast and mighty spiritual fluctuation rippled around him, causing the stone tower to be filled with a terrifying pressure. Other than a handful of people, no one else dared to approach the area within 1,000 feet from the stone tower in the face of this pressure. Yuan's expression was as deep as water as he sat at the top of the stone tower. Both of his eyes were shut. The vast and endless spiritual strength entered into the empty space. It probed deep into the location where the Hun realm was located using a mysterious method. After which, traces of spiritual strength entwined around the place. In this way, he was able to detect any slight fluctuation in the space around that place. Buzz. The empty space suddenly began to fluctuate intensely while Yuan continued to probe. Immediately, it turned into a human figure that stood with his hands behind him. Yuan, who was at a stone tower a great distance away, suddenly opened his eyes when the human figure appeared. Immediately, he let out a cold snort. His body moved and disappeared. He was already in front of that figure the next time he appeared. Hun Clan. A cold glint flashed across Yuan's eyes as he looked at the white-clothed seemingly refined man in front of him. Of the four of us back then, only the two of us are left. This world is indeed ever-changing. Hun Clan looked at Yuan. He smiled faintly and remarked. The fall of the other two is greatly related to you. Yuan laughed coldly. Hun Clan was non-committal. He looked at Yuan before he suddenly said, If you are willing to cooperate with me, I will definitely help you once I advance into the Do-D class in the future. Yuan was startled. He did not expect that Hun Clan would actually try to recruit him. However, he quickly smiled and asked, Do you think that is possible? How unfortunate. You are one of the few people who I hold in high regard. Hun Clan shook his head in disappointment, seemingly aware of Yuan's answer. He lifted his head and looked at the empty space, before he suddenly muttered, "It is rumored that an elite Dodi is almighty. But why is it that those elite Dodi from back then had completely disappeared?" Yuan frowned tightly, but did not reply. These answers would likely be revealed once I advance to the Dodi class. Hun Clan stared at the endless empty space. There was a strange luster flashing past them. He immediately turned towards Yuan and laughed, "This world will not be able to restrain me." His words was wild and proud. However, there was also a monstrous aura surging from it. Even Yuan had not laughed at these words. This was because he understood that this opponent whom he had fought secretly for thousands of years, did indeed possess the boldness and potential to utter these words. "You are planning to delay me, right?" Yuan stared at Hun Clan. Given his intelligence, he naturally saw through the reason why the latter did not attack. Since this was the case, it was obvious that the other party had only one intention. It was to hold him back. Hun Clan laughed upon hearing this. He calculated the time and smilingly said, "It is about time. The ancient god mansion is at the Black Corner region, right?" Yuan narrowed his eyes and said. The smile on Hun Clan's face stiffened when these words were spoken. It quickly disappeared as he replied, "You are indeed aware of it." Hun Clan did not hide anything. This was because he understood that since Yuan had uttered those words, the latter definitely understood the situation quite well. Otherwise, it would only be a wasted effort. "It seems that the heavens is not helping you." Yuan laughed. "We will soon find out just who will lose." Hun Clan spread his hands. He paused for a moment before asking, "Is it because of Xiao Yan?" He was naturally asking about why Yuan was aware of the location of the ancient god mansion. Yuan smiled. He neither admitted nor denied it. "He is really a Scrooge." Hun Clan involuntarily shook his head. His heart felt an unknown feeling. Who could have imagined that the declined Xiao clan would actually produce such a person? Even his Hun clan had suffered many losses in his hand. Now, even the ancient god mansion was first detected by Xiao Yan. It is all because of that group of fools who had been hiding some information, Hun Clan sighed softly. If it was not because Xiao Yan had gradually stood out in the Central Plains, it was likely that he would still be unaware that the latter had actually escaped from the many attacks by the Hun clan. By the time he had learnt of all these, the youth from back then had already spread his wings. Due to the many schemes taking place, he also did not have the time to bother about him. Who could have expected that this small mistake would actually end up creating such a big trouble for them? "You will end up suffering if you underestimate him," Yuan smiled. He was quiet for a moment before he said, "He will perhaps be even more outstanding than Xiao Yan." "Oh?" Hun Clan lifted his brow. He smiled faintly and said, "It seems your evaluation is quite high. However, since my Hun clan is able to kill the first Xiao Yan, we will naturally be able to kill the second one. Yuan, now, let's head to the Black Corner region and have a look." The space around Hun Clan was slowly distorted. His body gradually vanished. A cold glint flashed across Yuan's eyes as he looked at Hun Clan, who had disappeared. His body flashed, and he directly appeared within the meeting room of the Star Realm. He looked at Lei Ying and the others before waving his hand and ordered in a deep voice, "The Alliance will head to the Black Corner region. This time around, we must definitely stop the Hun clan." Jiunan Academy. Many students came and went along a big road with trees lined by the side. The energy unique to the young men and women spread across the forest. They were completely unaware of the big battle that was about to arrive. Hence, they did not panic. Their conversations were all related to the scene when Xiao Yan had appeared back then. The tone they used was filled with admiration and excitement. Xiao Yan was lying on a tall tree in his rare relaxed moment. He looked at the azure sky while his mouth was chewing onto a grass, which gradually filled it with some bitterness. It had been many years since he was able to quietly lie in the academy and watch the sky. It has been many years. Xiao Yang shut his eyes and involuntarily sighed quietly. Now that he thought about it, the scene of his training within this Jiunan academy back then was still fresh in his mind. Yet, in the blink of an eye, he was already no longer the youth from back then. It has indeed been many years. A soft voice was suddenly transmitted from beside Xiao Yang's ears. He opened his eyes and looked at the pretty instructor, who had a pair of long sexy legs beside him. A grin appeared and the corner of his mouth involuntarily revealed a teasing smile. What beautiful legs! Xiao Yu's face involuntarily reddened upon hearing this. She glared violently at Xiao Yang and chided. You are already so old, but you still don't know how to be serious. The corner of Xiao Yang's mouth wore a smile. Both of his hands were placed behind his head. He did not say anything. This quiet atmosphere was something that he really liked. During these years, he had been pressured by the Hall of Soul and the Hun Clan to the point where he could hardly catch his breath. This was because he understood that only by continuously training would he be able to escape from the fate of being shattered into pieces by that huge mountain. Moreover, the moment that he was destroyed, his family and clan would also end up with the same fate. The big battle was arriving. Xiao Yang understood that this might probably be a decisive battle. However, it was precisely because of this that his originally tensed heart had relaxed significantly. He had done all that he could do. He had also put in the greatest effort to strengthen himself. Now, it was time to await the result. Xiao Yu sat down elegantly beside Xiao Yang. She turned her head and looked at the face with narrowed eyes. This face appeared even more mature and determined compared to back then. The original tenderness had vaguely developed into another charm. It was a face that one could watch for a long time. Xiao Yu curled her red lips. She had seen many young and talented individuals during these years that she had spent teaching in the academy. There were many amongst them who had begun a wild pursuit of her. However, all of them ultimately failed. This was because she would always shake her head each time she compared those people to this person in front of her. After all these years of training, she understood just how outstanding and dazzling this man in front of her was. It would be good if we are not blood related. At times, some strange thoughts would appear within Xiao Yu's heart, causing her face and ears to redden while she repeatedly scolded herself for being shameless in her heart. Are you thinking of romance? Xiao Yang had opened his eyes at some unknown moment. He looked at the pretty female instructor by the side, who was biting her red lips, and smilingly asked. That's right. Xiao Yu's bright eyes blinked this time around as she smiled sweetly. This reply caused Xiao Yang to be startled. Under normal circumstances, Xiao Yu should have sent him a flying kick. He lifted his gaze and looked at Xiao Yu's pretty eyes. There was something flowing in them. Immediately, coughed softly and withdrew his gaze. Xiao Yu's silver teeth bit on her red lips with a greater force after seeing Xiao Yang withdraw his gaze. After which, the ripple within her was gradually reduced. She stared at Xiao Yang and softly said, "Thank you." Xiao Yang was once again startled. He immediately laughed. "You seems to be quite baffling. This is the words that the clan members has asked me to bring to you the last time I returned to the Jioma Empire." Xiao Yu laughed. Xiao Yang was a little stunned. The smile on the corner of his mouth became much warmer. Currently, those younger generation, and even some of the older generation of the Xiao clan regards you like a god. Other people can scold them, but if those people dared to say anything about you, they will definitely attack. There has been many clan members who had charged into various sects by themselves. Because of this, Xiao Yu laughed. Her soft voice appeared, as though she was talking about an ordinary family matter. It was exceptionally warm. He, this god of theirs was called a useless trash back then. Xiao Yang parted his mouth and laughed. Petty fellow. That was something from when all of us were very young, yet you still remember it. Xiao Yu rolled her enchanting eyes at Xiao Yang and said. Xiao Yang laughed. He continued hearing Xiao Yu softly speaking about the matters in the clan, while looking at the azure sky. He had not had such an enjoyment for many years. Xiao Yu and Xiao Mai had returned to the Jurman Empire a few years ago. It is rumored that they are now experts who can hold their own. Some years ago, the clan had wanted to choose a clan head. However, no matter how they chose, all of the ballots had your name on them, causing those elders be unable to laugh nor cry. Xiao Yu spoke softly. A moment later, she finally paused and looked at the man beside her, who had his eyes shut. The latter's breathing was also a lot calmer. At this moment, Xiao Yang was as quiet as a baby. Xiao Yang had slept. Even Xiao Yu was startled after seeing Xiao Yang's current condition. Some pity appeared in her eyes. Her hand carefully shifted Xiao Yang's head and placed them on her soft legs. She lowered her head and watched his face. The smile on the corner of her mouth appeared extremely gentle. The members of the clan are aware of how much you have sacrificed. You have been carrying the heavy burden alone. In order to protect the clan, you have been working hard while risking your life. Ha, many little fellows in the clan are doing their best to train. They had said that they will be able to help you after becoming stronger. Dense branches spread over the towering giant tree as a gentle breeze blew over. Xiao Yu gently exhaled a fragrant breath. She looked at the quiet face. Her hand was about to gently touch it when Xiao Yang's originally tightly shut eyes were suddenly opened. The original silence quickly scattered the moment the black eyes were opened. A sharpness that caused one's soul to tremble once again surfaced within those black eyes. Xiao Yu was startled as she looked at the face, which had turned from a peaceful to a sharp one in an instant. Her hand was placed down without anyone noticing as she sweetly smiled. Are you awake? I? Xiao Yang nodded slightly. He stood up and looked towards the distant sky before commenting in a faint voice, they are here. Xiao Yu was startled upon hearing this. Due to her relationship with Xiao Yang, she was aware of some secrets. Naturally, she understood who the they that Xiao Yang referred to were. They are too quick, Xiao Yu frowned and remarked. Inform first elder. Gather all the students together. Otherwise, they won't be able to endure it once the fight begins. Xiao Yang instructed in a deep voice. Understood. Xiao Yu quickly nodded. Her delicate body moved and she opened her stride. Xiao Yang hesitated for a moment before he once again said, Thank you very much, Sister Xiao Yu. Xiao Yu was startled after hearing this form of address. This was the first time that Xiao Yang had ever called her sister. The two of them had been odds with each other since they were young and had continuously argued with each other each time they met. Ha, obedient little brother. This older sister is waiting to see you display your heroic might. Xiao Yu suddenly laughed. She quickly flew downwards. Those eyes of hers were a little dim when she turned around. They were brother and sister. Xiao Yang stood on the top of a tree with his hands placed behind him. He glanced at Xiao Yu's descending figure only to sigh. He was not a fool, and was naturally able to clearly see through many matters. However, it was perhaps very difficult for there to be any result when it came to certain matters. Xiao Yang shook his head and tossed aside the melancholy within his heart. After which, his eyes solemnly looked towards the horizon. He could detect an intense energy fluctuation from that spot. This fluctuation was not unfamiliar to him. Swoosh swoosh. A couple of figures flashed and appeared while Xiao Yan was in deep thought. They were Sun Er's and Kaylin's group. The Hun Clan is coming. The two ladies looked at the sky and asked. Xiao Yan nodded. He lowered his head to look at the academy. At this moment, all the instructors in the academy were leading the students to gather at an open ground. An anxious atmosphere enveloped this place. Everyone, be careful during this battle. Xiao Yan looked at Sun Er and Kaylin beside him and softly reminded. You too. The two ladies nodded gently. Xiao Yan smiled and suddenly stepped forward. He extended his hand and hugged Sun Er and Kaylin in front of their red faces. He softly said, if we can succeed in solving this matter, we will organize a grand wedding. An embarrassed and joyous expression surged in the eyes of those two ladies as they nodded. A warmth was felt as he hugged the two ladies. Xiao Yan hurried down the large tree and appeared on the open ground. He waved his hand and a huge crack appeared in the space. The crack led to the heavenly tomb. First Elder, relax. I have already instructed the creatures inside. They will not harm the students. Xiao Yan opened the tunnel, looked at Su Qian and said. Little fellow, thank you very much. Su Qian nodded. He gave Xiao Yan a deep bow and did not dare delay. With great speed, he directly rushed into the spatial tunnel. Densely packed students surged in like flood waters. Xiao Yan once again rose into the air after the students entered the heavenly tomb. He looked at the distance. After which, the black cloud swiftly flew over with lightning-like speed. A monstrous-like aura spread across the black cloud. Xiao Yan let out a long breath and clenched his fist as he looked at the earth shaking like momentum. The Alliance army has arrived. Xiao Yan exhaled. He suddenly turned his eyes towards the northern sky. The space at that spot shook intensely, and many figures appeared from all over the place. It cut through the distant space, carrying a rushing wind sound that resounded in the sky as they hurried towards the Jiunan Academy. A pride suddenly surged in Xiao Yan's heart as he looked at the formation that spread across the sky. He let out a long roar towards the sky. The roar was like a thunder which rumbled across the sky. It could clearly be heard within a 50-kilometer radius. Hun Clan, if you wish to fight, I will fight until your fill. This video will end here.